Okay, so I'm gonna recap my trip to Vegas to see Dead and Company. Now there's been a few weeks. If I did this right when I got back, it would have just been so full of hyperbole because I was like, "Oh my God, this thing was amazing!" And I wanted to share it with everybody. But now I've calmed down a little bit. It still might be full of hyperbole because that thing was awesome. But anyway, so how it came to be going was my buddy Bill, who I've known for like 40 years, one of my bestest friends. I've got a group of friends from grade school and high school, just great guys that I just love them all. But Bill and I have a special connection, and my mom, I swear to God, always had a crush on him. Anyway, so he calls me up. He says, "Hey man, let's go see Dead and Company at the Sphere and take some mushrooms." I'm like, "Well, that sounds good to me." He's not a deadhead, but I took him to a Dead show in 1891 at Shoreline, and we took acid that day, and he remembers that. It was a great one. It was a great one. So he's like, "Yeah, you're the only Dead show I've been to, and I want to go with you." So okay, so we make plans. He gets tickets and stuff, and we make plans to go see Dead and Company in Vegas. I'd never been. He had seen U2 there, so that's why he was like, "Dude." And Tara had been. She went on a girls' trip last year to go, and she came back like, "Oh, dude, the Sphere, you wouldn't believe it." So I'm like, "All right." So Tara and I head out to Vegas. We have like a 6 a.m. flight out of Indy, and we land in Vegas at like 7 o'clock in the morning. And our plan was, since we couldn't check into our hotel till like 3, just go meet up with Bill, put our stuff in his room, and he said, like, "You can have my room and just crash out," because he was going to go to the sports book and meet up with some friends, because it was the first weekend of March Madness. And so we get to Bill's, room around 8 o'clock in the morning, and he's up, and he's like, he starts pouring wine for us, and so we're hanging out, drinking wine in Bill's room like first thing in the morning. They're like, "Oh, here we are in Vegas." And so we just get to catch up with him for a while. That was great. And he takes off. At this point, we're like, "Well, we're not going to crash out. We're in Vegas now, so let's just hit the street." Tara and I had been to Vegas. I've been to Vegas plenty of times. Tara's been to Vegas plenty of times. We got married in Vegas. I went to the Dead in 91, 92, 93, 94, 95. Tara and I have taken trips out there. But I hadn't been out there since my 40th birthday, which over a decade now. So it's been a while. And so she was eager to show me like how much Vegas was different than it was the last time I was there. So many things have been built and changed and all that stuff. So we hit the street to go, check all that out. Went to the Venetian to see the Grateful Dead display and all the posters and stuff, which is great. And so we just got to cruising the strip, fucking around, playing poker machines and blackjack and stuff, and just kind of bopping our way down the road all day, down to Slots of Fun, North Dirty End, like seedy old Vegas that we spent a lot of time in back in the day, and playing, we sitting at a table where I'm losing hand after hand after hand after hand, and she's like, "Dude, you are bringing this table down. You've got and I know, like, we've been in Vegas enough time to like, fuck. The problem is me at this table, so I just, go to the bar, hang out there playing video poker, watching March Madness, which is going on everywhere, which is awesome, and then hearing the blackjack table, then erupting in cheers, "Oh heaven," or like, okay, that's how Vegas works. So anyway, we have a great day. We head back to Bill's room to get our stuff. We have a key. We go into his room, and he's showering with the door open, like, "Oh, hey, Bill." That was funny. So we get our stuff. We go check into our room, and plan was that we're gonna have dinner at Lavo, which is right there at Palazzo, right next to the Sphere. And so we meet up with Bill and one of his buddies, also not a deadhead, but in for the ride. And so we have dinner at Lavo. It's a fantastic, lovely place. Kind of lose track of time a little bit. Like, oh, we got to get going. The show's at 7:30. So we start walking over. We're eating mushrooms. We have a big bag of mushrooms that Bill had, and we're just eating mushrooms on the way over. And as we're getting into, we're going into the Sphere, we hear, "Oh, the show has started. It's like 7:35, and they go into Give Me Some Lovin', which they've never played before. So we was like, "Is this really the show?" Like, "Oh, this really is the show." So we we go in. They're playing Give Me Some Lovin', and we walk into the Sphere. And since the show has started, the beginning of the show, the sphere takes off like from San Francisco, and the ushers are trying to stop us. Like they don't want people walking down the steps while the sphere is moving. But we're like, God bless, they're doing their job, but we're like in no headspace. We're just like, and so we're down in the 100 section, great seats, and we're there as they go into half step, and the place is lifting up out of San Francisco into space, and then, oh my God, this experience, like the sphere, like you're surrounded, like we're in space now, and then it's just psychedelic shits, like the dancing bears all coming down, and like just crazy, like awesome stuff happening, like like the whole thing gets covered by like these perforated squares, of course, with the dancing bears on them, and then the dancing bears all start marching, and like at one point they're playing, God, they go into Bertha, Brown Eyed Women, and during Brown Eyed Women they're showing all these ticket stubs from shows like in Vegas, and they right on the screen, like right in front of my face is a ticket stub from like 91 in Vegas, where like I had this crazy mind-altering experience. I mean, like I did a lot of acid and mushrooms back in the day, and it definitely is. This was what probably kicked me off to where my perception of things changed, like where my role in the universe was cemented, and any hubris I might have was like knocked out of me at that point. So I did a lot of this shit back in my 20s, and I hadn't done mushrooms in a long time, like I don't know. And then 2019 I did some at a Dead Company show, and like before that, like 2016 at a Fish show. So like I did a whole lot of this shit in my 20s, but not a whole lot lately. But I have muscle memory, so the mushrooms are kicking in, and they're into good loving and all the shit's spiraling around, and it's just like when they play New Speedway Boogie, Donies, and so it's just a great first set, and I'm kind of buzzing from the mushrooms, and like, okay, I'm like, God, it's been a while since I've eaten from mushrooms. Like the last few times, they're in the little Tootsie Roll cadence things, and so I'm like, well, these mushrooms aren't like all that strong like this way, so like I go, let's eat some more mushrooms, and about 5 minutes later, I'm starting to feel like the mushrooms are really coming on. I'm like, oh fuck. This is the first round of mushrooms, because we just had a big dinner, so those first round of mushrooms are like now starting to kick in. So, and we just took some more. So I'm like, okay, here we go. So the second set starts, and they open with "Feel Like a Stranger," which is just banging, and then Scarlet Fire, and like during Scarlet Begonias, like you're flying through, and you go into the Mars Hotel, and they have these like creatures that are like almost like Monty Python is creatures that are like moving around and staring at you, and like they'd all freeze and pose, and then one of them would move and like touch something on behind the screen, and the whole frequency like would change, and then they'd move, and it was just totally trippy. It was just awesome, and then Fire on the Mountain. And my non-deadhead friends, like, oh, they knew this one, so it's just not hard to get into. We're all getting into Fire on the Mountain, and they go to Terrapin, which of course, is a favorite of Tara's, because she was known as Terrapin back on the lot back in those days, and drums. I warned these guys about drums in space. That we were gonna have drums in space, and drums is cool. The skeleton is breaking all the glass on the top of the sphere, and it was awesome. During space, like before, like we'd got Bill's like, hey, where should we get tickets? And I suggested let's not get floor because of drums in space. Like you're gonna want to chill for a little while, and like during space, we're sitting down, and all this shit's going, and Bill's like, I'm so glad we got seats, man. I'm so glad we got seats. This is a good call. Then they go into Standing on the Moon, and I tell Bill, hey man, make sure they play the song at my funeral. And he's like, oh, does Tara know this? Does Tara know this? Because like, I don't know if I'm going to remember this. Like, no, it's cool, man. I'm just like, I'm just talking shit right now. And so that was funny. Then they go into Althea. And Tara and I are stoked. We were even talking before the show that, John Mayer just rips Althea, and he fucking ripped Althea. Then they go into Going Down the Road Feeling Bad, which is, I just love that one. Like back in the Grateful Dead days, like when they busted that one out, like that meant the show was like on all cylinders, and they were rocking. They were never mailing that one in. And they played that at the the show that I saw with Bill, and so I was just, and that's like, if you've been to the Sphere, you know, they have where the motorcycle guy comes and he's riding through like space and the Strip and stuff, and it was during that, which was just perfect, you know. And then Knocking on Heaven's Door, which that moved Bill. Like Bill was like, he was, even after the show, he's like, just seeing Bob Weir sing that, like with all he's been through, it was just like, and that's like when the Sphere is landing, and they land like back down into Haight-Ashbury, and it's like from space, and that was just awesome. And then Touch of Grey, which, you know, like my non-deadhead friends, like they like, okay, we know this one. So it was just such a great show, and so we have a great time, and the plan is to go meet back at the Flamingo where Bill's staying, and you know, just party some more. And so like we go back to our room to change. Tara's like, she's like, I'm done for the night. I'm gonna go hang out with my buddies. And so I head back to the Flamingo, and I'm still tripping pretty good. And they're all wanting to play Pai Gow, because like there's a Pai Gow table that if you bet like a $5 side bet, and it's a progressive, like you have to get dealt like a 7-card straight flush to win $2 million, and they're all let's win the $2 million. Like, okay, so I've never played Pai Gow before. I don't know how to play Pai Gow, but I'm sitting at the Pai Gow table, and you have to handle 7 cards. I'm still fucking tripping. Like I'm on mushrooms. Like I can't fucking do this. Like I don't know how to play. Handling cards. It's like it's just not happening for me right now. So, but I try. I power through it. Like I lose 100. This is a $25 table. So like I'm out $100 like in 4 hands. Like I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Like guys, this is not for me. So we stopped that for a little bit and play some craps. And I get the roll, and nobody wins any money. It's always fun when people are winning money on my roll and nobody's winning, because I'll take that to the side like, all right, this is a great first day in Vegas. We have another night in Vegas to go. Another day, a whole other night in Vegas. So I'm up for over 24 hours at this point. So I'm like, okay, time for me to crash out. So I go. There's a Walgreens outside down the road. So I grab some beers just to have some beers at the house, and then learn really quickly. I was just gonna catch an Uber from right there and back, and realized, oh, Vegas, you don't just get an Uber. Like say you're at Walgreens, and you have to. There's certain spaces you have to go. Like I'm like, oh fuck. I was told around to navigate this. I'm so gonna fuck this thing up. I do make it home, and to our place, and off to another day of crash out, wake up early, let's do it again. I'll have another part 2 next time. Going down the road, feeling bad, baby. Don't wanna be treated this way. Don't wanna be treated this way. Well, I don't wanna be